What's up, everybody? Jonathan here with LaunchControl1.com. It's another beautiful day here in the Bay Area, and today we are filming another episode of our Charging Forward build series, Custom Dodge Charger Stories. Today we have Jose, also known as 392 Indigo Blue 2.0 on Instagram, and we're filming his 2020 wide body Scat Pack, Whipple supercharged and slammed on bags. So follow along, check out our build series to learn more about aftermarket parts, products, builds, get real life advice and stories from people who've already done it, so you can make the best decision that you can for your Dodge Charger. LaunchControl1.com, follow us along on all social media handles, LaunchControl1.com. First off, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate you bringing your car out. I know it's a little bit of a drive. It's early in the morning, but I hope you're having fun.
Not a problem. Glad to be here.
Right on, man. So real quick, introduce yourself to our viewers. Introduce your car. Tell us what got you into the Dodge Charger. Tell us a little bit about your background, what your experiences modifying cars, and give us a little bit more insights about yourself, man. Like what got you into cars in the first place? What got you into modifying cars in the first place? And like where do you see yourself in the future with the car?
Right. So I'm Jose. That's my actual name, but I'm known as 392 Indigo Blue 2.0 on Instagram. This is my 2020 Dodge Charger. It's a factory wide body that's been heavily modified. It has a 6.4 Hemi, the Scat Pack engine, not the Hellcat, just the Scat Pack, because people confuse it all the time, but it is a Scat Pack.
Real quick, what is the difference between the Hellcat engine and the Scat Pack engine?
So the difference between the 6.4 is a 392 Hemi, the 6.2 is a Hellcat engine. Right. Obviously, the displacement size is the major factor, but also the horsepower size-wise. So the Hellcat, the 6.2, comes factory that's rated at 707 horsepower. Well, the Scat Pack comes at 485 horsepower. That's the main difference, but you also got to take into fact that the Hellcat engine already has forged internal, so it's designed specifically for boost from the factory. The 392, that engine is really efficient, but it's not really designed for a boosted application. So you have to do some kind of modification to the engine so you can drive it safely, so you don't just blow it up and send the piston and rod up to the moon and all that.
Nope, not at all. Right on, got it. But yeah, sorry about that quick note, but yeah, tell us how you got into cars in the first place. Like, what got you interested in modifying them? Tell us about your journey.
So I've always been into cars ever since I was a little kid. Always playing with my little Matchbox cars, Hot Wheels, and all that. So when I finally got in my high school days, in high school, that's when my love of cars started really in high school. When maybe I can actually own a car eventually. Yeah. But I never actually bought my first car, until after I got out of high school when I was in college, and that was a little Toyota Tercel. Hey. But that little four-banger, I modified it and this and that. I mean, it wasn't pushing this kind of power, but it was something to play with, practice on. That's how you start. I mean, yes. I tell everyone, it doesn't matter what kind of car you have, as long as you start, as long as you're passionate about cars, be proud of what you have. I don't care if you have a Honda Civic to a McLaren P1, modify the car the way you want to modify it. Absolutely. At that age, it's like, that's like your first real sense of freedom and independence. Right. Is when you get your first car, you pack it full of all your homies, go cruise around. Go out and about on the town and go to the mall, go to the movies, whatever. Mm-hmm. Definitely. So I can see how like your love of cars could stem from like that. That's how it all starts. And I think for the most part, a lot of people start the same way. It all starts from a young age. Yeah. I've never met someone that's like woke up and is like, you know what? I think I want to be into cars. No, it's somewhere it starts either from their dads, their brothers, or something gets a little seed planted into their mind, and it just grows. It just grows over time. Right. Yeah, no matter how old we get, right? We're just like grown children. Oh yeah, of course. It don't matter. Like if you have a passion for it, like you're diving right deep into it, and and eventually your kids and so on and so forth will remember like how cool their dad was. Oh yeah, with their sick ass car. It's a good thing to work with kids, nieces, nephews, or whatever you guys have, whatever situation it is. It's a good way to bond with them, and you can teach them about the future and all that. Yeah, absolutely. With cars and all that, it's a good thing. It keeps them out of trouble. Yeah, keeps their hands busy. Exactly. Keep their hands busy. Yep.
Even if it's something as simple as like changing like the oil, rotating your tires, changing your brakes, general maintenance, even if something as simple as that, you know?
That's why
it's a great bonding experience.
Especially for like, for the females. A lot of people will try to take advantage of them just because they're females. They think they don't know about cars. It's not true. There's girls that would put me to shame when it comes to cars. There's always someone always better, faster, more knowledgeable. But I think it's important for girls that they know the basics about a car, that their father, someone can teach them, whether it's just changing a tire or basic maintenance. So something should happen, God forbid, like on the side of the road, they know what they can do and all that. So they don't have to
Absolutely.
worry about some random car pulling up on them. It's always a good way to start.
Absolutely.
And that right there, it builds their interest too. So you never know where it can take it from there.
Absolutely. So like, where did your interest start? What was the first like pains, I guess, or like the joys of like the first time you modified a car? Where does that stem from? Or
so that, to be honest, I don't have a specific point where I can tell you that. It's just a love of cars overall.
Yeah.
I've always been fascinated by cars. Like, oh, look at that, thing's bad, or just seeing them, all that. Even because I remember growing up, one of my older brothers, he had an 89 Firebird and then like a 92 Firebird with T-tops and all that. That thing was bad. We'd get all excited to pick us up from school. Like, oh yeah, look what my brother has, this and that. It's like, oh, it's a night rider car. Yeah, that's what we got.
Yeah.
That right there is what helps me out, in my opinion, how it happened with me. And so from there, when I was finally able to buy my own car, well, not buy my own, I got to get help from my family, because any young kid, you can't just go up and buy your own car. You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So we started like, oh yeah, wow, that would look pretty good if I got some rims, or what if I did this, what like that. It just goes on, it snowballs from there.
Right.
It just snowballs.
You just want to, right. Like you want something, you just want to be cruising around in something cool, something that like that's personalized, your own.
Exactly. You want to be unique when you're rolling down. You don't want to just be rolling down on something that everyone else has.
Not at all. Not at all. So, talk about a little bit of your experience modifying the car, man. Like, how much of the work did you do yourself? How much of the work would you recommend doing yourself? What are some things that you would tell the viewers who don't have any experience at all modifying a car? What advice do you have for them?
So, my experience is talk to people, talk to mechanics, talk to people that's already been doing it for a while. But you need to get your own hands dirty. Just start with basics. Learn how to do your tires. Learn how to change your oils. Do basic tune-ups, spark plugs, cables, whatever the case may be, because that will set a foundation for it. As far as what I would really recommend anyone that wants to build any kind of car and modify it, time and patience. Talk to people. That's how you want to get the experience. Because don't just buy anything. People got to understand that when you start customizing a car, there's no universal parts. You got every single part that I got is specifically designed for the Charger. So you got to research all your parts. You got to make sure. When I first started building this, I didn't really have an end goal. I said, oh, let me just do this. Start from little things, just like it was all cosmetics. But then I started getting into the performance aspect of it. So my main recommendation going back is just saying anyone that if you don't have any kind of experience, you're just buying a car, you like the look of it, you want to do it, start small. You can start with like the cold air intake. You want to get an axle back exhaust. Those are stuff that easy you can do yourself. It's a 5-10 minute job. Everything on a car is nuts and bolts. Unless you're starting welding, that's like when you get into like frame applications and custom tunings, that the odds are you're never going to do that if you don't have your own shop.
Right.
So everything in the car is all nuts and bolts. That's simple enough to start. Then you'll start building confidence. Like, oh man, I just did this. I don't have to take it to the shop. So you kind of excited. It kind of piques your interest. So I'd always say start out small. You don't have to have a plan. I mean, if you do, great. But the odds are, I've never met a car builder that has a specific plan unless you're like on a reality TV show. Otherwise, if it's just me and you, you're gonna go how the flow takes you. You might want to go like, I want to do this one, but I don't like that. So you're gonna go through the ups and downs. You're gonna get parts either you're not gonna like, you're gonna take them off. Done that, dozens of times. Like, I want to get this. Seems like a good idea, but that's like, nah, let's take it off. It's not gonna work right. So just take your time, be patient, talk to people in the industry, talk to shops, go to car meets, go to car shows. If they have the same platform that you're on, just talk. Hey man, what would you recommend this? How did you do this? What is this for? Just ask questions. For the most part, I've never been told no. Everyone's always been cool. I mean, every once in a while you got a guy that I'm not going to tell you this and I get it from you, but for the most part, in my opinion, the car community, they're always helpful. They always want to help out. No one will give you the cold shoulder. Like I said, be proud of the car you got. Just my thing is, do it for yourself. Don't do it to impress people. build it for yourself, because if you do it for other people, you'll run into trouble. You're going to get into financial stuff. You're going to start fighting with the wife, the girlfriend, the parents, whatever the case may be. And I did a lot of lying for this. So you got to do that. So
you got to do what you got to do. But hey, you did it for yourself.
Ask for forgiveness, not permission.
Yes.
If you're going to get yelled at and get in trouble, buy it first and then just get yelled at. Take it. Okay, let's put it on now.
Let's put it on and see how many miles per gallon you get riding in the passenger seat.
Exactly.
Yes, yes, yes. On that note, let's talk about your build. So, Jose, tell us about your car, man. What did you bring today?
So today we have the 2020 Dodge Charger 392 Hemi 6.4 Scat Pack factory wide body. I got this in April of 2020, right during the peak time of COVID.
Oh, okay.
So the prices weren't too high as they are now. So this is a chance to me going to the dealership. It was all known, like, hey, I want this specific car. So it was a good little process and all that. So I did have to do all the hustle and bustle.
Got it.
But yeah. I got the car bone factory stock.
Bone stock.
So, and after that, we just started modifying little by little until it started getting out of control.
So like, what exactly about the Dodge Charger, like that piqued your interest? Like, what made you choose this platform to modify?
So I chose it mainly because I love American muscle. From classic Dodge Chargers to modern day Chargers. One of my nephews, he had the last generation before this one. He had the Dodge Charger RT, not the Scat Pack and all that, but he wanted that. And we always thought, yeah, let's get a Dodge Charger, American muscle, and this and that. But this is actually my second Charger. My first one was the V6 Charger when I got that one. So people hate the V6 just because it's a V6, but this Scat Pack Hellcats would not exist without that V6, because the V6 is what laid the foundation for FCA and Dodge and all that. That car made these cars possible, because that's their bread and butter. They sell a V6 to everyone should get it. It's a V6, but it still has 300 horsepower to it. It's got a little kick and all that.
Yeah.
So that's what started. So I figured, like, I was debating if I wanted to go with the Hellcat or the Scat Pack. And at that time, my frame of, how should I say it? My frame of mind was, if I get the Hellcat, most likely I'm going to keep it stock. I'd rather just build a lower engine car to see what I can do with it.
Right.
And when I went to the dealership, they asked me, hey, do you want to get the Hellcat or are you looking for the Scat Pack? I was like, no, I want the Scat Pack. And specifically, I wanted the wide body Scat Pack. Because to be honest, at first, when I first saw the Scat Pack, it was I want to say it was at Fuel Fest in Los Angeles, when they had the camera wrap on it. I thought it was ugly. I just didn't know. I was like, oh, no, they didn't do that to the Charger. But then I saw it in person more, I was like, oh, okay, hold on, this is different now. Now I don't have all those ugly little designs. It's looking pretty good. So when I bought it from the dealership, they actually had they called it a Stars and Stripes Hellcat. It was a black one, black on black. It was a gorgeous car, but they had this. But I was like, no, if I'm gonna get that, let me get this, because the Scat Pack was only about 5,000 or 8,000 more. It's like, but no, let me get the Scat Pack. That's what I want. I can get a 6.4 and this and that. I wanted the wide body. I didn't want to go with the narrow body.
Got it. So that's a good plan to go with. Just start with a lower trim. That way you can personalize it any way that you want, modify it any way that you want, really make it your own.
Exactly.
And you got it during COVID 2020 while everybody was shut down still.
Exactly.
Was this like a COVID build was this a build that you had in mind that you wanted to do, and COVID happened and it's like, you know what, this is my opportunity, let me jump on this?
It kind of, how would I say it? It wasn't a build I had in mind. I twine roll under the car. And from there, I just said, oh, let me get this, let me get that. And it just happened from there on. It just rolled.
It just snowballed.
It snowballed.
It just spiraled.
And it just spiraled out of control. And we got to figure, let's start working some overtime and pay for some parts, because it gets expensive real quick.
So was there a vision for the build? Is there a purpose for the build? Do you race it at all?
I race it, not all the time. I try to be really careful about it now too, though, when I race it, because like I said, the car does 950 wheel horsepower. That is a lot of power, especially for younger kids that have that. They're going to say, like, yeah, dude, it's not that simple. You got to learn how to control these kind of cars. You can't just step on and take it, you're going to kill somebody. So I try to do serious races, but I also want to have fun on the street. But at the same time, mindful. I'm not trying to kill someone or injure someone.
No,
that's not the way to go. That's my one thing too. Have fun with your cars. Break the law on speed. Everyone does that. I don't care what they say. Cops do it. Everybody. I got a lot of friends that are cops. They have GTRs that we're gonna race.
Especially here in California, man. I feel like the minimum speed you got to go on a highway is like 70.
Oh, 100%.
You know?
100%.
Yeah, 70, 75.
Yeah,
and
so
for the folks watching this, they're probably thinking like, yeah, I cruise 80, 85 all day long. But I mean, that's just kind of how it is here in California, man.
Yeah, everyone's just used to it. Just learn to control your car. Don't get it done stuff. But yeah.
Yeah.
Race it, break it, do it all again. Have fun with the car. You only live once. You're only going to be young once. Get the memories, enjoy the builds, working with your dad or with your brothers, your friends, and just build it.
Yes.
The car, because the way it's built, it can be a daily driver, it can be a track car, it can be a show car, it can be any which way. It drives like it's factory, even with all the heavy modifications. It drives as factory now.
Oh wow, drives like it's factory.
Yeah.
Excellent. I like that.
Yeah.
It's a car that can do anything, really. You want to swing it around, swing it around. You want to go to a drag strip at Sonoma, take it down the drag strip. You want to go get some groceries, you got some space. You got some space. I know you got a tank in the back, but you still got some space.
You can make it fit. You can make it fit. You can make it fit. Yeah.
So let's walk around the build, man. Let's have you take us throughout the whole exterior.
All right. So there is an extreme amount of carbon fiber on this vehicle to get the lightweight. So the very first thing you're gonna see that anyone sees is a carbon fiber hood. So this is super lightweight. If you notice, I got to put hood pins on because at a certain speed, the factory hood latch won't hold it just because it's an aftermarket. So you got to have that for safety. That way the hood doesn't pop up and smash your windshield when you're driving and all that.
Nope.
The front lip, the front vents, and the center vents, if you notice it all has carbon fiber too around it. I had all these, they were custom made. I had to buy a company called Probe and Carbon, but unfortunately I don't think they're in business anymore. Or if they do, I just haven't done the old ones. I got all this stuff. Same thing with the side skirts. When it comes to carbon fiber, make sure you get a good quality carbon fiber. Mm-hmm. You want to get some, whether if it's just an overlay or an actual 100% carbon fiber, it's meant for weight reduction and all that. So that's the whole point of carbon fiber. It's a really strong material, but it can still break. It chips, it breaks.
It chips and breaks. And on that note, like I know this is probably killing you, but like that little bit of gap right there and those rock chips.
That
you know
right
what? To me, like some people, like I get it. You're gonna fix that when you get home, but some people will kill them. To me, it's like, hey, this car gets driven, man. You got some chips from the highways.
That
it's a little loose.
It's not a trailer queen. I drive it as much as I can.
Yeah, man. You wheel it around.
Oh yeah.
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 And so we got the carbon fiber all through the front.
All through the front.
Throughout the side.
Carbon fiber side skirts, mirror caps. I'm not even sure what these are called, but they're carbon fiber too. Same thing for the A-pillars and all that.
Are those like the rain deflectors?
I think so.
Yeah, like so you can crack the window in the rain.
Yeah.
Or
funny story about that. That was a huge come up. That was only $60. If you actually feel in it, it's just straight carbon fiber. You can feel the leaves on the bottom.
Okay.
Got it from Amazon. I took a gamble and it paid off 1,000%.
Hello.
1,000%.
So the mirror caps, is that the same company that did the lip and the hood?
No, the mirror caps actually came from Destroyed Customs.
Destroyed Customs.
A guy in Southern LA. Because if you look in the interior of the car, that center console also is custom made from them.
Okay.
And I actually have their logo. It's like, hey, I want your logo on the rep your company and all that. So he had that custom made for the armrest and all that. Same thing. Also, another thing I had custom made for this specific build is the interior A-pillars for the boost gauges. And also on the other side. They don't make them carbon fiber. I've never found them. I had to go to a guy and say, hey, this is what I want. What can you guys do? I can make it.
Nice.
Parts you want, and he had them custom made. Quick turnaround, had them back within, I want to say 2 weeks.
And who made them?
Got it installed. So I went through 38 car mods in Santa Clara by the San Jose airport.
38 car mods.
38 car mods
in Santa Clara, and they do custom fiber, custom carbon fiber like pieces.
Talked to them, and they'll do it. So I said it, and he said, yeah. It's like, tell me it's not going to be cheap. Carbon fiber is expensive. Everyone knows that. Let's just get it done.
Hey,
Let's get it done. And he was quick, real quick. Like, hey, parts are down, come down. I went down right there, got all excited. He did a little suspense, opened up the tires. Like, oh my God, they're there. Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Right on. And it fit perfectly, I presume.
Yeah. It's specifically for the Charger and all that.
Okay.
So it all fits perfectly. There's no issues whatsoever. It doesn't rattle, doesn't come off, doesn't fade in the sunlight. And that's another thing too with carbon fiber. Now they have a lot of colors. You can get it in red, blue, and all that. It can fade if you have a poor quality fiber. If the overlay isn't done right, it can start chipping and all that. So you got to be careful with stuff like that. Also, with some certain carbon fibers that are in color, they can also fade in the sunlight too.
Right.
Because this steering wheel is actually the second one I've had. The first one didn't have the LED, and the overlays and the handrests, they were blue carbon fiber, but in the sun, they went silver.
Oh.
And it killed me. That was $1,000 that I wasted I sold it to my boy for his Challenger. He put it on and he's happy with it, but I wanted to keep it.
Okay.
So I got a higher quality company, so it was a lot better. So now it lasts.
So carbon fiber matches on the steering wheel. Does it make a difference? Is the steering wheel lighter? Like, can you feel it like when you're turning the wheel? Does it feel better?
You can feel it. It feels a whole lot better because it's a lot bigger. It's bigger than the original one, so you want to have that grip, especially when you're going racing. You want to keep hands on the wheels at all times. You're never gonna go like that. No. You need to be like this. That's why I got fixed back seats. You want to be at a specific point when you're racing it to control your car.
Right.
So how these are designed for your grips and inlay is it's like Ferrari, for example. Ferrari now they have 10,000 buttons on the cylinders because they say when you're racing your car, you're at track, you keep both hands on there. Don't be going, unless it's a man, you got to shit there, obviously. But if you're trying to hit a button or switch a motor or whatever, it should be right in your fingertips.
Everything should be right at your fingertips.
That's how it should be.
Absolutely.
That's why I like this. The inlays and the grips, it perfectly contours your hands, so you're not going to be having to take your hands off the steering wheel and maybe lose control of the car and crash it and do something.
Oh, no, hell no. Yeah. Hell no. So I guess more on that later once we get into the interior, man. Yeah. Like, I want to talk about like this 392 badge right here. Because I noticed that's also paint matched.
Yeah, so...
It doesn't come like that from the factory, does it?
No. The factory one, the 392 would be in red, and the Hemi would be in chrome. I actually like how it did because it stuck out, I liked it, and that's how you show you how from a Hellcat looks and from that.
Yeah.
But I said, what if I just get a color matching paint and see what it looked like? So finally the company that did it, orders like, oh man, I liked it.
It looks really good.
It looks good.
The details, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it looks factory.
It does.
That looks really good.
It does.
It's almost like they should have done that from factory, honestly.
Right? So I've seen a lot of people do it. When it comes to badging, to each your own. I like the factory look, but just with a little customization. I've seen some that are like, wow, you really went crazy, but I like this style.
Yeah.
It tells you 392, it's kind of blended in. It doesn't really catch you right away. You go, oh, okay.
It's the subtle details, man.
Subtle details.
Yes.
Of everything like
very,
that.
very tasteful, as they say. OEM Plus, as they call it.
There you go.
And you got the Whipple Supercharged badge right here on the side, too. Yeah. That's really cool. You got to rep it.
Yep, so that little piece of plastic cost me about $10,000 just to get that little thing on there.
Did it?
Oh yeah, well,
what?
Because it came with a Whipple and all that.
Okay.
They just gave it to you, so essentially that's a $10,000.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Whipple gives you a little gift bag, like, oh, here's the little things you want to put on your car, little keychains and all that, but you still pay for it.
Yeah, exactly that. Hey, but hey, 950 horsepower.
There you go.
And obviously the side skirt's the same company as the hood.
No, actually, the hood is Anderson Composites, and this is chrome and carbon.
Oh, okay. So the lip and the side skirt is by Carbon Carbon.
Mm-hmm.
The hood is by Anderson Composites, which you can find on launchcontrol1.com, by the way. And the trunk and the deck lid is by, the trunk is by Anderson Composites, and the spoiler
is by Carbon Carbon.
Carbon Carbon. Mm-hmm. Got it. And the rear diffuser, that's it.
So
also carbon fiber, yeah.
So this is two pieces. So one of my things that killed me when I first started on the bill, like I said, carbon fiber is super expensive, but you can break it too. Yeah. That diffuser is my third one.
Oof.
It breaks all the time. I remember the last time I broke it, I was at a Cars and Coffee in San Jose. And I wasn't showing off, but I had the car lowered, so I had it in show mode, so it's always driving really low. But the exit, there was a lot of bumps and dips. I didn't pay attention. I was like, oh man, look at this. It completely ripped it off.
It caught it. Oh, man.
And it's an expensive part. I needed it back really quick. Turn around and say, hey, I got one in stock, but it's dry carbon. It's not going to be the gloss carbon. I don't care, just give it to me.
Okay.
But now it's getting damaged too with all the stuff I do, so I got to replace it eventually.
Yeah, it is on the bottom of the car. Yeah. You are slammed.
There's always going to be something that happens. You're always going to replace parts. It'd be nice enough that happens, but if you're going to be driving your car, racing or whatever, stuff's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Chips, rocks, dents, crashes, it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Absolutely that.
But this spoiler was probably the first piece that I got to modify the car.
Okay.
So it's almost exactly the same as factory, but it's just a lot taller, wider, and more aggressive.
Yes.
So when you see one, the factories don't have this detail, doesn't have this lip going up and all that.
Yeah.
And obviously they're not offering carbon fiber. You just get the matte black and all that. So this was the first piece of the car that I modified. Was that?
Yeah. And it looks really good.
Yeah.
Like it's nice and aggressive, yet very subtle.
Aggressive and subtle, not too out there, not too crazy and all that.
That's what I'm noticing about your theme of your build here. Like everything is just like super aggressive, from the cage, the wheels to the carbon, but it all fits very nicely together in such a subtle way that it just looks like
it all flows like
it just looks like it's from the factory like that.
Yeah.
And that's really
what you want to get.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
And the taillight covers, tell us a little bit about that.
So the taillight covers, I got them from, what was that company? It's just your basic vinyl wrap if it's looking for taillights. This is the matte gunmetal. That's what I wanted. I didn't want to get a shiny one, and it's an easy thing. I don't know anything about wrapping cars, but I actually did it myself.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty easy. Just as long as you have a heat gun or a heat source, you can do it. They give you a little instructional video, and it's cool, but you got to play with it.
Okay.
They give you a little bit extra just in case you make mistakes, so you don't make mistakes. And like I said, this car ain't perfect, and we can see it over there. There's a little weave that I didn't cut it just right, but I just never gone back. So you see it right here. It just right there. I never really cut it. You don't have to zoom in that close. But yeah, so it's cool. We cut it out and it works just fine.
Well, it looks good, man. You did it all yourself.
Yeah.
And what about these exhaust tips, man? Those are huge.
So these are 5-inch exhaust tips from, what is the company name? I can't recall, but I can't recall off the top. I'll have to get back to you, but I know.
No worries.
It's a 5-inch tip. They're bolted on. They're not welded on in case if I ever need to fix them or modify them and all that.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of planning on doing some more exhaust work on it. It's got a full exhaust, but I've never taken the resonators off the car. I might cut them off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it a stock exhaust system?
No. Everything from the intake all the way to all the way back, it's all customized.
It's all modified.
It's all modified.
Kind of has to be.
From the long tube headers to high flow green cats to the X pipe down to the pipes and all that to the muffler read and all that.
Got it. And you're thinking about taking out the mid mufflers?
The mid mufflers are already out.
No, they're already out.
Took them out.
Oh, okay.
So the resonator, I left them on there because I like how it looked. Yeah, so it has 4 and all that. A lot of people think, especially with the Chargers and the Challengers, there's 4 of them on there. The mid mufflers are your actual muffler. The rear is the resonator for like the raspiness and exhaust and the drone and all that. That's what that's for.
Okay, I see.
But at this point,
I always thought they were just like 2 sets of mufflers, like a mid muffler and an axle back muffler.
Yeah,
they're actually resonators.
Yeah, they're resonators.
I see.
But I think it's time for that to come off and just go a full straight pipe. And all that.
Dude, you just want it louder, or is there a performance benefit to like taking out the resonators?
So it's arguable. You gotta exhaust. They need back pressure. A lot of people don't take that into consideration. Yes, you want it to sound awesome and all that, but at the same time, you want to keep your piping as close to factory as possible, or just a little bit over, because every car needs back pressure.
Right. For
the exhaust to work, for all your emissions. Not the emissions are out of, once you do that, no more emissions.
Yeah.
But for the pressure, for the performance, you gotta have that back pressure. It's really important. People always forget about that. They say, "Oh no, I want to do this. I want to," like, "No, dude." Depending on how your build is, you'll need it a lot more than you really think. But people don't think about that. But at this point, like with all the thing I'm pushing, I think it's time.
It's about that time.
Yeah. Everyone says the car is crazy loud, but since I drive it, I know it's loud, but I don't really hear it. Because I drive it so much, I'm used to it.
Right.
My brothers and nephews, they have videos like, "Oh, that thing is loud." I was like, "Really? It doesn't? I don't hear it." But I'm used to it. That's what I'm saying. Let's see what it'll sound like. But the good thing about that, though, if I get them cut off at an exhaust shop, they'll show me, okay, this is what it sounds like. All right, cool. All right, if I don't like it, let's put them back on. Just one cut, they can weld it on, so it's not that bad.
Easy.
Yeah. So exhaust and all that, it's not bad. Find the good reputable shop that you trust that'll do the work, and if they give you like different options, that's even better.
Got it. So
it's even better.
So is it a full custom exhaust, or is it by a brand?
It's all full custom.
All fully custom.
Yeah, all fully custom. I had
what size piping?
Jacket tuning and all that. They make sure I had it all there.
Oh, okay, got it. So Yellow Jacket did everything, like.
Yellow Jacket did a lot. That shop I highly recommend. Alex Juarez and his whole crew. Put it this way, I'm so happy with the work they did. No shop will touch this car but Yellow Jacket Tuning in Los Angeles. I will drive to LA for basic stuff. I'll do data logging. He will tune it again. Hey, tell me. He actually just called me when we were pulling up. He's like, "Hey man, I got your text." This, oh yeah, I want to do this. I want to do that. So that's another thing too. Though, is when you're building your car, you got to get the right tuner.
Absolutely.
You got to get the right tuner. Someone you trust, someone that knows the platform. Like Yellow Jacket, Alex in LA. He, in my opinion, is one of the best when it comes to Mopar, especially on his Ford platforms, and he does Chevys now. He is a Mopar guy at heart, but right now he's focused on Fords, because Fords, it kills me to say it, but their blocks are just a little bit better than Hemis right now, especially with their 10-speed transmissions. It kills me to say it, but the design is better. They can handle boost a lot more than have to go internals. But hey, I'm still a Mopar guy forever.
I mean, American muscle guy all day. So exactly. You know, everybody has like their preferences. Some people are Ford guys, some people are Hemi guys.
But I said it's still a car. It's all love for everybody. I mean, I would want a GT350R or a GT500. But I still have this bad boy.
Yeah.
And it's a lot faster.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and you built this one exactly to the spec that you wanted.
Yeah.
So I guess continuing on to like the passenger side of the car, anything special on this side?
So it's all continuing. Everything is mirrored from the other side.
Yep.
There's nothing that one side of the car has and the other side it doesn't. It all has it on there from the wheels to that.
We didn't talk about this roof spoiler, did we?
No. Actually, this.
Oh, and that's carbon fiber too. Your antenna cover.
This right here too was such a pain to install, but it's actual carbon fiber. I got that also from Destroyed Customs. I called him up and said, "Hey, I want to do this." All right, cool. Yeah, he made it for me. He makes all of his products to order. He doesn't have it in stock, so you'll take some time. But he does good quality work. I highly recommend him. He does good stuff. So if anyone was out there that always had a company that can find this carbon fiber, that's my next purchase. I just cannot find it.
Ah, really?
I cannot find it. Maybe you can source it for me, then we can go from there. Something like that.
I'll see what I can do for you. Absolutely. Yeah. So Destroyed Customs did the cover and your A-pillars in the car.
Right.
Got it.
No.
And
sorry, the A-pillars was 28 Car Mods. He did the
28 Car Mods.
The armrest. If you can.
Oh, he did the armrest, and then he did the antenna cover, and who did the steering wheel again?
The steering wheel. Who actually did do that? Because that was a while ago.
Just doing a recap because, man, we got so many different brands on this car.
So much. I have no idea, to be honest. I can look it up. I'll send you a little thing and I'll tell you. But yeah, I have all my receipts and all that.
We'll splice it in the video. We'll put it in the video. I guess let's talk about like your wheel and tire package because I see you're running on slicks.
Oh yeah. So wheels
some meaty boys
and tires are super important when it comes to high horsepower, high performance cars.
Absolutely.
It took me a while personally to figure that out and finally listen to people and said, why are you trying to get like that $3,000 tire on a 4-cylinder car? Because I'm boosted, I'm internal, this and that, you got to have it.
Yes.
You got to have the grip because if not, you're going to spin a lot. The factory tires and rims, they were 20 by 11s on all 4 corners.
Right.
For a stock car, that is a humongous wheel, but they're also humongously heavy.
Right.
So I first got them separately. So I got the B-locks from Well. These are the Well Venturas or the B-locks on them. What the B-lock does, it goes between the rim, the tire, and that's where the B-lock comes in. This part out here with all these little separate bolts. So they all got to be torqued to spec because when you start spinning, the tires can actually come off the wheels.
Right.
This is designed to keep them on there, especially with high horsepower cars.
Right.
So I said I'm gonna go with either a Hoosier or a Mickey Thompson tire because we gotta have a street legal slick or it's just something to get the power to the ground.
Right.
Because the car still spins, but it hooks a lot too. If I can, it's kind of tricky to launch a Mopar in my opinion, unless you're out there all the time. If you're a shop that knows your car, yeah, you're gonna launch it perfectly. Me, I'm still trying to perfect my launch technique. I've only launched it properly 2 or 3 times, and the car, I swear, it just wants to do the wheelie.
Oh.
The power, it goes up.
Wow.
And these things, you feel the car just dig into the ground, and it hits it perfect. The tires will wrinkle. You gotta make sure though that you have a low air pressure on these because right now I'm only running 20 to 21 pounds. It's supposed to have like 40 to 45. You gotta have less to get more grip on the street.
Absolutely.
Always heat them up, spin them, do a burnout right before you can do it, so you can get it and all that.
Especially early in the morning when you're leaving for work, just rip it.
And you don't want to get a massive B-lock size. These are, I believe, they're 18s. Okay. So I got a smaller tire. But the ones in the front, these are 18, an 18, but it's only a 5-inch wheel. So the back tire is massively 11, 12 inches. This is only 5 inches wide.
5 inches wide, wow.
So these are front runners or skinnies.
Right.
These are meant for track style to get your weight reduction and all that, so you don't have to have massive tires in the front.
Right.
You have it in the front to give you the better control and all that.
Got it. So what is that like driving on the street with like drag wheels essentially?
So to me,
is this what you have on daily?
Daily,
every day.
Daily.
So daily slicks, daily
slicks. So those are barely street legal slicks, just because the slightest little groove, but they DOT approved, so they can't mess with you and all that. But
there you go.
That's the Mickey Thompson ET Street R. That's highly recommended. That is a fantastic tire. They don't last you too long, like 10,000 miles. You gotta get in when they're super expensive, but recommended 100%.
Yeah,
that's the way to go. That's the way to go.
Any advice for anybody who's looking to run this setup, like safety advice, like how to did it change your driving style?
Yes. So with the output that this car does now, you won't really catch me leaning back with my hands like that. Everyone wants to do that. No, you gotta have your hands firmly in control, and that's why the fixed back bucket seat, it keeps the driver in a specific position, so you can't be going off and out. They want
you're not sloshing around. Yeah.
focus on it keeps you planted on there. So it depends. Some people like to ride, some don't. But the way I look at it, it's American muscle. It's not really designed to be a smooth luxury ride. You're gonna feel bumps, you're gonna feel bruises and all that.
Yeah, you're talking about raw power.
Yeah, you're gonna feel it.
And that's what you're gonna experience, and then you're gonna need these slicks to put it down to the ground.
You need it for sure.
Stopping power. You can tell us about your brake kit.
So the brake kit is a 6-piston Brembo in the front and a 4-piston Brembo for the rear and all that. It's more important to have the biggest brake you can in the front and the back, because a lot of people think all 4 tires brake. No, your car brakes mainly from the front.
Right.
The back is mainly as a backup and for parking, mainly like that. They still work, but all your brake power all comes to the front.
It's like a 70-30 bias.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you gotta have the brake power, especially if you're gonna have a high horsepower car. You gotta make sure that you have the braking power to stop it. And all
Absolutely.
That's why when Dodge introduced the 6.4 Scat Pack, at that point they only had the 4-piston Brembos. They didn't have the 6s and all that. Even when we got the SRT trim level or the Scat Pack trim level, which in reality was the same thing. The way I always looked at it, everyone always argues about that. It's like, there's no point, bro. You get the car you want. Now, if you go back, if you compare the 6.4 Scat Pack to, say, like the 2020 compared to, like, the 2018, 2019 SRT, this has more options, more features and all that than the actual SRT. Even though SRT is on top of the level, it's still an SRT, but it's just with more options now. But people like to argue that fact. Just let it go, bro. You're arguing apples and tomatoes and all that.
Man.
All the time. Just
let it go and build whatever you got and drive it. Just drive it.
Drive your car, man. Drive it like you stole it when you get a chance.
Absolutely.
Time, that's what you got to do and all that.
100%, man. And those rotors aren't factory, are they? I know the calipers.
No, they actually are.
They are.
Yeah.
So the rotors are factory, calipers are factory. Like pads, I'm assuming they're upgraded.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. I haven't. They're due probably within the next year or two.
Year or two, okay.
The car is so much. I barely hit 30,000 miles on it.
Ah, okay.
So I still have some time on them.
Got it.
A quick tip though: research your car you buy, because those brakes are super expensive. To use the brakes, it's $2,000.
Oof.
It's a 2-piece disc brake, and then the Brembos and all that.
Yep.
So what I see a lot of people do, the reason I don't want to switch out pads, PowerStop is a good company for brakes. They offer a variety of levels of brake pads. Everyone needs to think about that too. So you drive this car how it is right now, the wheel is actually clean right now. Get to the bridge over there a mile away, it's going to be covered in black, all the brake dust.
Oh yeah.
Because you got to have the more brake dust, that just tells you it's working a lot better. Right. You can have other brake pads that won't give you as much dust, but they're not going to have the stopping power.
Right.
So me, I'd rather have them let them look ugly. I can always up and down. I want the stopping power and the looks and all that, the cleaning of the rim. So
yeah, well, I mean, your wheels look really clean. Do you have them like ceramic coated or anything like that to help you like wipe off the dust super easily?
Not these, but the actual brake calipers, they are ceramic coated. The whole car is ceramic coated. I got in the brake calipers, but I've just never done it for these wheels because it's a drag pack setup. I think the ceramic coating on this, it'd be a waste of money.
It wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
I still have the factory wheels. Those are ceramic coated, but I just never use them.
Got it. I wouldn't either with these meaty boys.
Right? You gotta have the power.
What about your suspension setup, man? What are you doing for suspension?
So, if you notice, the car is literally on the ground. You can't fit nothing. That right there is Airlift Performance. 3H air system. So what that does, essentially what an airlift system is, airbags, there's a multitude of companies. So depending on the company you get, you're going to replace actual factory springs with an actual airbag. It can be either a single bell or a double bell. All that means is you'll have 2 smaller bags instead of 1 big bag.
Right.
That right there, you have different other options. A lot of people brag on me because, why are you going to have a high horsepower car with airbags? Like, if you actually look into the history of automotive racing and all that, drag racers, they were on air ride equipment, air suspension. If you look into the history, they all started on air suspension racing.
That's interesting.
It really is. No one ever thinks about it. I didn't know that until I actually go, oh wow, that's crazy. And they see their whole history. Airbags ride smoother than factory.
Yeah.
And then I'll show you right now when you pop the hood. Airlift suspension, what I like about them on their struts, on every single one, all 4 corners, they have a little adjustment. You can go from 0 to I think like 6 or 7 to, in my opinion, the perfect setting is just keep it at 0. It's like a factory ride. You can go a lot looser. You can go a lot safer for track applications.
Okay.
So you can adjust that.
That's the dampening.
The dampening.
So adjustable dampening. So airlift. So So do you have a single bellow or a double bellow
So
bag?
the front is double bellows, and the back they're also double bellows.
Okay.
And what kills me about the double bellow, the design is really fantastic, but when they inflate, the double bellows just pop.
Huh.
Everyone thinks, oh, I just blew a bag. Everyone calls, I even call them like, hey, I just got the system. Why am I hearing this? Like, you know what, sir? That's just the design because it's a double bellow bag. It's always going to pop.
It's always just going to make that noise.
It's always going to pop. Unless, let's say, you can go with a different company, Universal Bags or whatever, and you won't have it. But just their design, Airlift, in my opinion, is one of the best companies for airbags.
Got it.
AccuAir, they're really up there too. But I just think Airlift, just the factors, the options they offer, it's just that's what puts them over the hump. That's why I went with them. So that's why I spent the money on them.
Got it. So and the tank in the back, I know that we see that peeking out through in between your cage. Is that all by Airlift Performance as well?
No, so the tank is from Bag Riders. So, well, actually, technically, I'm not even sure because you can get the tank anywhere. Everyone has the same kind of tanks, but it all came in the kit. Because when you buy the kit, you got to pick specific options. I just took out all the stuff, but yeah, you have different options. You get a pancake kit, so hide it. You can get the long ones and all that. I wanted to get the long one because I felt that if I got the pancake one, it goes where the spare tire should be.
Right.
You can get it all there. But like I said, at that point, I kind of wanted to show it at the same time.
Yeah.
Wanted a cool look for it.
Right.
So I don't want to hide it off. It's like, yeah, let's do that. Just get the long tank and all. So it is I want to say the 5-gallon tank. It goes up to 200 psi, but I have it set at a max of 175 because I just want to get to the max and something should happen and all that. But yeah, it works out fine.
Okay.
I got 2 compressors set up with the air management system on it.
Got it. And then so yeah, you say you have 2 compressors set up. Does that mean like this setup number 1 parked, setup number 2 is driving?
No. So what I mean by that, the compressors will fill up the tank.
Oh, okay.
So you can go single or double. I wouldn't dual because it'll just fill it better. So what's crazy right here, if you see the little remote between the shifter and that's the remote for the airlift controls. On there you can have 5 presets. So you can have factory height, aired out, show mode. That's where you can say like specifically hit a button once and it'll go automatic to your settings. So this is obviously aired out, so this is at 0 psi, just all the way to the ground. Got it. When I'm driving, it goes you have an option with Airlift, or a lot of companies actually. You can rise on start, or you can do a manual. I said as soon as the car starts, I want the car to rise.
Just come. Oh, yeah, okay, cool.
It does automatically. Then you can go up higher, lower. It's kind of like a hydraulic system. You can go front, back, side, side. You can do all that stuff. Got it. It does it all that. So I have custom settings on mine.
Do you have a custom setting for like, say, I want to go hit like some twisties, some back roads? What side? Like, is there like a performance setting that like adjusts like the height to like the proper?
You can do it, but you gotta do it yourself. But I would never recommend it in this car with this tire and wheel package.
Yeah, this is more of a drag setup.
Yeah, this is a drag setup. Yeah. I have to put my factories on with like some needles or something to do any kind of twist and turns.
Right.
This is the wrong application for that because you are not gonna do it. You're not gonna lose control. A to B, unstoppable curves. You're gonna lose every time.
Yeah, man.
Because this car's.
That's like a classic American muscle thing too. It's not being able to turn.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's the truth of everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right on, man. And you said it rides better than like the factory, like in terms of comfortability. Yeah.
Everything is nice and smooth. It does not bounce whatsoever. No bounce. But like I said, but if you want to dress, if you want a stiffer ride, make it stiffer. Then it'll bounce. It'll be a lot harder. Got it. But I always keep it on 0, and that's what I'm about to do. Like if I need a specific setting, I can always change it. It takes 30 seconds, and you're done. Got it. Yeah, and you just do that right under the hood, right? Right under the hood. In fact, I guess let's move on to like underneath the hood. You can tell us like what we got going on. All right, cool. So we got your hood popped. First thing I see is that Whipple Supercharger, man. And tell us about it. Like what made you go with Whipple? What Supercharger this is? What pulley size? And what did you have to go through to get this installed, and how did it affect the drivability? So this is the Gen 5 3-liter Whipple Supercharger that it can push. I know it does have a ceiling, but it just depends on your setup, how much output you want to have on it and all that. So before I had the internals done, I had it dynoed at 651 wheel horsepower, consistent on all pulls and all that. The torque was about 630 torque when it was doing it, if I remember right. So the kit, I ordered it through TPS Motorsports in Santa Clara, and they went directly through Whipple. It took a long time to get it because it was brand new. No one really had it yet. So this car was one, as far as I know, this is one of the first ones that actually had it on there. But I could be wrong. There can be 10,000 other cars for this specific application, not for Whipple for that. Mustangs had it years before I had it, just for the Mopar application and all that. It was one of the first ones that I saw had it on there. So it comes with a complete kit. It's actually designed to work with your factory internals. You don't have to upgrade anything. If you just want a nice little kick with instant power, go with Whipple. You have a lot of different choices. So this is a twin screw or twin root supercharger. So the difference between this and, like, say if you see like a ProCharger or like a turbocharger, that's centrifugal force for the exhaust gases. This gives you the power instantly. With a turbocharger, you can have lag. It's got to build up unless you have your wastegates and all to bypass and all that. That's how it does it. The only thing, like with a ProCharge, it's gonna have a higher setting for more power, more boost. This will be limited to a certain amount.
Oh, okay.
With those, it'll just keep going and going and going.
And is that because of the style of the supercharger?
The style, yeah.
Got it. But this one gives you like instant power. You step on the gas.
Power instantly. The other ones you have turbo. That's why when you see a drag race and you see people pre-staging, they get on the tip and all that, they're spooling their turbo so they can just take off right away.
Right.
Once you're at that, they're fast. They're fast.
Good to go.
They're fast.
Got it.
Yeah, it was a complete kit. It's designed to come just straight up bolted on there, tuning on there.
Yeah.
Whipple will send you a can tune from HP Tuners, but it depends on like the tuner you have or the shop that installs it. If they want to like change it, you can add degrees of timing or change this or change whatever. You can do whatever as long as you know how to do it. I would never recommend you tune your car yourself if you're not an actual professional tuner. If you don't go to tuning school, don't do it. You'll mess stuff up.
So it's on an HP tuner right now, and that came with the supercharger.
Yes, but I have a few different maps now. What that means, I just have different tunes and all. So I have the factory tune, I have the TPS tune, and then I have the badass yellow jacket tune. That's his sauce. He, like I said, in my opinion, he's one of the best in the game when it comes to low power and Ford. He knows his stuff. He tunes it. He got it right. Got it. What I really like about yellow jacket tuning is the day that I finally picked it up. On the drive home, he called me to say, "Hey, how's the car running? How's it doing this and that?" He was checking out for the next few days. He's still calling to this day. Like I said, I'm gonna be a customer for life. Yeah. People have bad experiences, a good experience. I've never had nothing but good things to say about him. Alex Torres, the yellow jacket tuner, and his whole team. Alex Torres, it's the way to go. Yellow jacket tuning. Shout out to that man over there for setting. If you have Mopar, hit up Alex to get yellow jacket tuning. He will have you on point. Your car will run like it just gets up and goes. Got it. His tuning is on point. He fixed up all the stuff. Got it. So he started with the supercharger and then followed with the internal work. Yeah. Got it. And then you got the leg maker carbon fiber. The carbon fiber intake there. Like I said, interesting story about them. This is one of the first ones. So leg maker has a carbon fiber one already on their store, but they didn't have it for the Whipple application just yet because it was still new. Because the Whipple had just released it. I'd say like it was like less than a year old when I started doing it. So I was at work. I was bored. Instead of doing my job, I was surfing the net like everyone does in the world, right? So I said, let me just send them an email saying, this is my setup. What can you guys do? Want to get one of your systems? And they said, well, what do you want to do? I was like, I want to get this. And I said, all right. I told him, this is what I have. He recommended go with a short ram. So he has a short ram and the long ram. So it's not called a long ram, but the short ram essentially, it stops right above it. Right. So the other one, I forgot what it's called, but he said, if you go with that, you'll like this one better because that one, it'll go straight. You got to kind of cut your fender a little bit to go all the way down. Right. So you get a little less heat, so these vents will suck in the air. Got it. But I said I want to go with a short ram intake. And they was like, yeah, send me pictures. He had me take like 10 pictures of different angles. Yeah. So you know what? Let me design it for you. So he did. He got it all the stuff. He called me and was like, hey, where is your master? I was like, it's not there. The Whipple. Then he relocated to the back. All right, cool. He had a design shipped out to me in hand within 2 weeks. He was quick, and on a Saturday night. Yeah. I was surprised. Like I didn't think they would even respond for weeks because companies don't get on. But leg maker, he was on. I think he was just working or whatever. But good, fantastic customer service. And it's handmade carbon fiber overlays too. Not even overlay. This is just straight carbon fiber. Straight carbon fiber, not the overlay. Right on. Yeah. Got it. That thing is massive, and the snout is humongous on the opening. Yeah. It makes a difference. It makes a difference. So what made you go with the short ram over the cold air into the fender? Because I didn't like. My biggest concern was water getting up in there. Because it's so low, you don't want to get that up in there. I mean, we don't really flood in this area, but you never know what can happen. You never know what can happen. So I figured if it's going to be on air too, it's going to be way too low, then I might forget something. I just get it here. And another reason I wanted the short ram, so before I had this carbon fiber hood, I had the OEM Hellcat hood. Yeah. So if you notice how these vents are see-through, these are designed right here through the snout. It's designed to go through here to get the air out. Okay, I see. But so like the air travels through here, through there,
and into there.
Yeah, but if you notice, I actually cut this hole out.
Okay.
Because I need a lot more air to go to the blower. That is a higher concern for me, to get as much cold air as possible to help it cool down, besides having the killer chiller or the ice chiller. So this right here, I mean, it still works, but I gotta put this back on. But it's designed for like it's called the air grab system, like that comes on the Demon, and the Demon 170s. That's how it's supposed to be. So the scoop on this, it's a massive scoop. It's a lot bigger than your factory scoop and all that, but it's designed to channel all there to here. But since they already have the heat vents over here that actually they're functional, they work, I needed to have just a little bit more air just blowing on the blower, so it just doesn't run hot all the time.
And that's why you cut this off.
Yeah, that's why I cut that off, so the air can just go straight down.
I see.
I'm not too concerned with the air. This still picks up a massive amount of air.
Right.
But that for me was more of a priority for that.
Was it pretty daunting cutting into your carbon fiber hood?
Yes.
Like, I know you had to do it.
Yeah.
You had to do it for the. I know you had to do it for the hood pins, but like this pins, right here is like, that's a huge hole.
The hood pins I was more scared for that than actually was that.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Because this is like, because you'll never see that. It's like, if I crack it or do the wrong size or whatever, it's going to ruin the carbon fiber. That's an expensive fix.
And you did it yourself, I'm
assuming?
assuming?
I did it myself.
Got it.
Yeah, I mean, some stuff you got to do yourself. And if it's something in the car that I need to modify, and if I can do it myself, I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
If it's something that's too risky, it's like, let me have a professional do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what you want to do.
I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I guess continuing on, the auto body, I know that one's larger than stock, right?
Yeah, so the stock ones, if I'm not mistaken, it's an 85 millimeter. This is a 130 millimeter throttle body from Whipple and Superchargers.
Got it.
That's the way to go.
And obviously that's included in the kit.
No. This is separate.
Separate?
Yeah, that's an expensive part that came separate. So they give you one, but it's designed to work with a factory one and all that. They'll give you the spacer and all that, but it was really small. So I had the 87 from BBK. It was working fine, but I just needed more air for the fuel mixture. So we said, no, let's upgrade it. Got it. Like I said, when I talked to Yellow Jacket, Alex at Yellow, I said, all right, what do you want? What do you want to do? We took our time to discuss my plans. This is what I want to do. This is the numbers I want to try to hit. So, okay, let's do this, let's do that. He would call me throughout the bill, say, hey, I have a little issue. You don't have to do it, but I would recommend you do this for XYZ reasons. Like, yeah, you know what? It's funny, I actually want to do that. I didn't want to do it just yet, but if we can do it, we can do it and all that. So every little thing comes with a blower and a turbocharger. The kits nowadays with technology, they're designed to just straight up bolt on, tune it, and you're good to go. You won't have no issues. But if you want to push some serious power or more levels or whatever the case may be, you got to do other supporting modifications. For example, Yellow Jacket pulled the engine out. They did all the supporting mods, so the heads, the pistons, the rods, everything, the springs, all that was done. Everything was
fully built inside out.
Fully built engine, fully built transmission.
So you said rods, pistons, heads were they port polished too?
No, we didn't port polish.
So just the springs, retainers, valves,
everything. Yeah.
Got it. Cam, obviously.
The cam, it's cammed and everything.
And crank, stock crank, or is
So the thing is, the stock crank, oddly, it's super strong.
Yeah.
You don't ever have to swap that out unless you go like 2,000 horsepower. You have to do it. The crank will take a lot of power. It'll hold a lot of power.
I know a lot of people like polish them and stuff like that.
Yeah, but besides that, I mean, every possible modification that I can think of, it's been done. Because like I said, it started off just, let me have him tune into this and that. But I said, okay, let's do this and that. It spirals out of control.
Yeah,
it spirals out of control.
You want 1,000 horsepower is what it takes.
Oh,
right?
yeah. And like I said, you can't just have 1,000 horsepower or 900 horsepower without the supporting mods. You just can't do it.
Yeah.
You
want the reliability too. Exactly. You're spending all this money. You want it to be reliable.
Because it's natural in the racing world. You're gonna break stuff.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. I'm gonna break something. It's gonna happen. I broke stuff already. The first thing I broke, coming from Yellow Jacket, was this little PCV valve right here. So this bad boy broke somewhere between the LA on the 5. I didn't realize it was broken until the next day. And I called Yellow, hey, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of having erupts. Like, I'll check it out. When you come back, we'll reach in or whatever, not knowing that was broken. So oddly enough, everything was still functioning good. There was no issue with the drivability, but just it was a little bit rough, kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But when I saw it, I was like, you got to be kidding me. I saw you got to be kidding me. So it was broken. And it scared me because how it was threaded, I thought it might have fallen into the blower, into the intercooler. Like, ooh, if that happens, I'm screwed. That's it. Yeah. It never broke. It all spit out. So Yellow Jacket said, hey, bro, let me call Whipple tomorrow because we're good. He's good friends with Dustin Whipple and all that. He said, let me try to get you that part or whatever, or you call him yourself. I called them. Oh my God! They said customer service good. It was a hassle to get it.
Really?
Yeah, because I didn't know what it was called. I had to go to a shop. Like I need a specific part number. So
Specific part number with the name of it. Like a picture just didn't work.
Yeah. And they gave it to me. So now they gave me a metal one. So it's a lot better. So it's not gonna break.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah,
there you go.
Like I said, that little thing breaks. Stuff breaks all the time. Stuff breaks all the time.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
That's just part of the game.
It's part of the game. Yeah.
You can have high horsepower applications. Expect to break stuff. Expect to happen and all that.
Right.
Like with the pulleys. The one that comes with Whipple was a little bit bigger. Yellow Jacket said, no, we're going to take your lower pulley, your upper pulley, we're going to get them all down, get you more boost applications. So when I first got the Whipple installed by TPS Motorsports Santa Clara, they had it tuned to 7 pounds of boost. That's where you want to go safe on the 392 because, like I said, the 392 engine, it's really efficient. It's a really good motor at the horsepower levels that comes from the factory. But if you want to add boost, a lot of people have a fear that they can't hold boost. It's true and it isn't, so it's kind of up in there who do you talk to. If you build it, it's fine. It's just the bottom end that's weak. Just on the heads, the rings on the pistons, they're really small. They got to be a little bit bigger. And that's when you got to get really tight. I mean, I can't explain it these because I know basics. It's not like I can say, oh my God, the compressors and all that. I couldn't tell you that stuff.
Yeah.
But the ones that Alex put in, it works just fine. It's a dream, so now I can really turn it up. I won't have no issues, not going to blow up and all that.
Got it.
But it was running just fine and all that. But it works just good. So like I said, I wanted to have sporty mods. When I started the build, I never thought I wanted 1,000 horsepower. It just naturally happened. It just naturally happened.
It just happened.
It just happened.
Do you know what like pistons or rods are in there?
He told me which one. He showed me a picture. I don't recall exactly, but it was the cam is Texas Speed.
Texas Speed cam.
Stage 3 boosted cam for that and all that.
Got it.
It's got the long tip headers, like I said, all the injectors, the MSC delete because you got to have them, the lifters and all that. The injectors, swap them all out with a complete fuel system. So like I said, it's got the triple pump, the new fuel rails, injectors, lines, all that stuff.
Okay.
Comes with a regulator, so it is tuned on E85.
Got it.
But it's not full E85, it's on flexible. I mean, I only run E85 on it, but I can, if you
needed it to put 91,
yeah, I can put it in.
You can put 91.
I can put it in and it'll be just fine.
Yeah. And it'll just mix and
it'll mix.
Computer will pick up.
Yeah, the map that we did for the tune, it'll automatically increase, adjust the computer itself as needed based on the gas it has in it and all that.
Got it.
So all that works out.
Got it, man. Right on. You have the coolant expansion tech right over there by Mishimoto.
Right.
Cooling system, man. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that? So you got the tank. You have a stock radiator?
The radiator is still stock.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I'm going to upgrade it, but this does have an ice chiller.
Okay.
So there's a lot of different ice chillers you can get. You can either get the killer chillers, the big ones like the one in the trunk. You put actual bags of ice in there.
Right.
But other than that, I think that was overkill for this application. That's something racing all the time. So I got the little one that's mounted in the front.
Okay.
You can barely see it. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's in there. But it's mounted right in front of the radiator. It's a complete enclosed system. So once you put the Freon, it works with the AC. So when you're gonna have it on, just turn on the AC and it's cooling everything down.
Oh, okay. So once you turn the AC on,
that's when it kicks in.
That's perfect, man. Because you gotta have AC. Number one, number two, it cools down your car while you got it on.
It runs hot.
Man. Yeah.
That's why I wanted. Just have little extra thing of air is gonna help me out. Just I don't care about the look. I just needed the functionality of it.
Yeah. 100%.
I need the functional. So that's how you do it and all that.
I'm a function guy myself.
Yeah.
Right on. So stock radiator. What else goes into like cooling the supercharger besides like that the ice chest in the front?
It's got the its own intercooler and interior. So if you take the lid off up here, that's where the internal cooling system is. Yeah, I mean you can't see it. You gotta take it off, but it already has one in there. But this is just extra added insurance and safety. It's not required, but it still works out, especially if you live in hot climates, like Arizona, not so much California. But if you want to go on a long road trip, engines get hot, that's going to help it out.
Excellent.
It's like you drive. It's like essentially. Yeah. That's why a lot of street racers race at night because of ambient temperatures. The colder the air, the more power you're going to get. Hot air robs power. Cold air gives you power.
I never thought about that, man. I thought they just street race at night because that's when the roads were empty.
Yeah. Yes, but also your performance will help out too.
Yes. And I see you got the catch can right there. Yeah. And I feel like that's an essential mod to keep your engine healthy too.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's the Mighty Mouse catch can. It's rated for up to, I want to say 1,000 horsepower applications. I want to make sure that let me get it all that. It's kind of funny because I don't understand why those parts are so vital because it keeps your the engine clean. It stops oil from getting actually into the valves and all that. Why factory people don't do it? I mean, Dodge didn't envision something like this, but it's good to have it on there. That should be one of your very first mods. It's a very popular mod. Now, you don't have to go to that extreme, but if you get like a Bill of Technology or a Speed Logic cash can, like $200-300, it works just fine.
Right.
But I just needed a high horsepower. That's why I had to get it vented and all that.
Definitely.
I needed it and all that.
So boosted or not, you think that's like an essential mod,
Yeah,
like one of the
I
first
think
mods
it should be one of the first ones you get, because that way it's going to give your engine a longevity. It's going to keep it cleaner and make sure you got to empty it, because if this one has a little window, the oil's not supposed to get high. I just haven't drained it out, but I got to drain it out.
Do you have to like drain it out like every oil change, or?
You should. That's what you should do, or if it gets old. But yeah.
Got it. Or just whenever it gets full.
Yeah.
Got it, man. And I know, kind of going a little bit in circles, but like let's talk about the expansion tank a little bit, man. Like what's the point of having a larger cooling capacity, specifically an aluminum tank like that?
So if you notice it has technically you have two of them. So this one's from the Whipple to help out with all the cooling that, but that's the primary one for the car.
Got it.
So it gives it a little bit more volume just to have more cooling capacity on it. You want to have your juices flowing all the time as much as possible. So yeah, so I started researching them. So it was between Mishimoto and oh my God, what is the name of that company on the East Coast? They're famous for it too. Every car guys knows their brand, but I'm having a brain fart right now.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I'm also having a brain fart.
Yeah, it was.
It's not cold case radiators.
No,
is it?
no. It was between them.
Got it.
But yeah, so I figured let me upgrade it for two reasons. Just the performance of it's gonna be a lot better, and the looks, because the factory plastic was getting old and yellow. It was really ugly.
It does look really good in there.
So I said, I like how it looks. So I figured let's just order it, get it on and all that. But a pro tip, anyone for the Charger channel, if you do happen to get it, highly recommend get these little clamps, because Mishimoto, the little exit valve, is too smaller than the factory one. So the factory pin is not going to work. I put it on, sleek cooling everywhere.
Oh shit!
So you got to get that. If they don't tell you that, it's like everyone learns that the hard way. If you guys see this clip, make sure you get those clamps, put it on there.
100%.
It's going to leak. It's going to leak a lot.
Thank you for that piece of advice. Yeah. And then moving up to the strut tower bar, man, that thing is clean as hell. It fits in there beautifully.
Yeah, it's designed for the car, and I had it paint matched and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it keeps just a little stiff, more rigidity and all that. I mean, it's not required, but you do get one from the factory. But the main difference is that it doesn't have this support. The factory is just a black bar that goes here, and that's just 2 points.
Yeah.
This bolts to the actual the struts and then the actual body itself. It just gives it a lot more rigidity.
So it's a 3-point strut tower bar.
Yeah. And I actually have one in the trunk too for the back also.
Oh, okay.
It's hard to see, but it's in there. But it makes a difference in all that.
We got a couple shots of that. And you said you got that powder coated, or is that
paint matched?
Paint matched.
Paint matched.
And then speaking of paint matching, like did the Supercharger, did you paint match that too, or did it come this color?
I had Whipple do it.
Whipple did it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of their options.
Otherwise, by default, it's black. It'll look like this. And
okay.
If I'm gonna spend that kind of money for like another $200,
man, paint it.
Paint it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It delayed the bill, but it's all right. I love that it was a good paint job.
And like speaking of details, man, like the valve covers are painted, the oil dipstick's blue. We got these two covers painted. Even the washer fluid covers painted.
Got to do as much as you can.
Yeah.
There's the little details and all that.
Don't forget the AC check valves. Mm-hmm. Is that what they're called? Painted blue as well to match. The details, man, from the badge to under the hood.
Got to get it all.
Absolutely.
Details. And that's just stuff that I like doing. It's not that that's necessary. It's just little details for car guys. Like not everyone notices. Like, oh, well, you did this and that. Just when you're in the shows, people can notice that and all that.
Yeah, no, I noticed it too. Man.
You get the good details.
Absolutely.
Another good little detail that you'll never really see for Mighty Mouse right here. One of the supporting things, if you actually look over here, you can see that they give you the Mopar logo on it. But because I had it sit so low, you can't really see it. But if you see down here, if you come up here, you can see the M from Mopar. Oh, that's the details that I like, but you never really see it.
I know, but still,
It's
details.
there.
Man. It's there. It's a subtle little flex. Mm-hmm. Cool, man. Is there anything else that we missed under here? I know, like the carbon fiber piece right here.
Yeah. Visually, that's really about it. Everything else is straight up performance-wise. If I got it, it has a specific function, like I said, smaller upper and lower pulleys and all that.
Got it.
Everything else is stuff that you can't see, like the cams.
So cams, heads, pistons, rods, valve work, intake,
valve springs, everything.
Fuel system all done, triple pump in the back. You said MSD ignition system?
No, we actually removed that.
Oh, you removed that? Oh,
it's better without it because you had it for so when you do the fuel system and on these when you boost it at certain times you got to do they call it MC delete with the lifters and all that. We swapped all that out with the Hellcat lifters. Is a lot better. That's where people get the famous Hemi tick.
Got it.
As long as it's not a lifter tick, that tick is fine. It's just whatever they do. We swapped it all out. It's like, no, let's just get rid of it. Let's just get it done. We got to get it done anyway, so it's going to be safe. So it'll give you more longevity in the long run and all that.
Got it.
So the Hellcat lifters are really, really good. So we put those in this thing.
Got it. What about the exhaust work? You mentioned you had long tube headers and green cats.
Yeah. So it had long tube headers with high flow green cats. I don't know why I didn't go with catless, just a downpipe. But now I kind of want to go to that section. I removed the mid mufflers, but I just left the resonators on. Like I said, it's loud, but I kind of now want to. And the reason I say it now, my nephew has a wide body Scat pack, but a Challenger. I went with him. He took it to Yellow Jacket too. Yellow did his tune. That thing sounds like a beast. I like his sound better than my sound. Mine's a built sound, so like yours is deeper. This is like how it's supposed to sound, but his just sounds like it's not camp, but it sounds like it's chopped. It's crazy good. I'm crazy jealous.
Yeah. And,
oh man!
And all of that is like super important too. Like the besides like the visual and aesthetics, like the sound and the feel, like it all like circles back to like that classic American muscle feel.
Yeah.
Like it.
Because to be honest, after we're done here, I plan to go into the muffler shop. I need a quote what it would cost to get the resonators moved and welded and all that. Just see what they tell me, just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
I don't have to do it, but it's like it's gonna bug me if I don't do it. But I'm thinking I should just get the cats off and just go just a true straight pipe.
Okay.
It'll be super loud. I mean, some of my neighbors hate me, some love me. It depends.
Yeah,
I try not to start up at 2 a.m. to wake up in the neighborhood, but that's how it goes.
I mean, this isn't your daily, is it?
No, it can be driven as a daily.
It can.
There's times when I just do like in the summertime, I'll drive it as much as I can.
Yeah.
In the wintertime with a drag pack, I cannot drive it. You can't drive 6 on what roads you're gonna kill yourself.
Absolutely.
I have another set of wheels, but it's man, because they're so heavy and big, it's a hassle to soften out and all that.
I hear you. I was gonna say, because I mean, those cats, I feel like they're almost essential for a daily, man. Like you don't want no fumes seeping up into your cabin. You know, especially if you're riding with your lady, she might not be used to all the smells.
Oh, she hates this car. She doesn't go in it. Nah. She can't stand it. She hates this car with a passion. I'm not riding that. We're gonna take mine and this and that. Yeah,
fine, perfect.
Yeah.
I
tell her,
anyway.
That's why I said going back to my earlier thing, ask for forgiveness, not permission.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff I had to be behind her back and make sure someone's home. Hey, go get that package.
I mean, those buckets might be comfortable. I mean, speaking of which, I guess let's go move on to the interior. Let's talk about the inside of the car. First thing that stands out to me are these 2 bucket seats. You got the harnesses as well by Braum.
Right.
Like what's that like driving in these on the street?
So you'd be surprised they're not that uncomfortable. It's not that bad.
Okay.
They keep you do not move. That's the one thing though. You're gonna be stuck. So if these doors swing out wide, if you're fully in harness, you're not gonna get out. You can unbuckle and get out and close it.
Yeah.
But they keep you planted. You're in the perfect position. I used to have reclining seats before I had the cage. But now I said, no, let me just have a fixed back because there's no point of spending the money for reclining because I can't recline it back anyway. So they work good. I'm actually sponsored by Braum. They gave me a fantastic deal on this, half off for all their stuff and all that.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Shout out to Braum.
Yeah, Braum Racing got everything half off, and it saved a lot of money because the seats were $1,000.
Yeah.
They cut it down. Got the harnesses, got the seat brackets, and everything that I needed and all that.
I like how they match your steering wheel really well.
Yeah.
And speaking of matching, like the gauges, right?
Yeah.
Those all have blue faces?
Yeah, so I got those from US Speedo. Just randomly, pure dumb luck, I found them online, and they just happen to make gauges and all that.
Okay.
Easy to install, takes 30 minutes.
Okay.
Just all you need is a marker, a couple pieces of paper to like prevent the clips from clipping back on because that gets annoying, but it's an easy little mod that you do yourself. You don't need a professional to do it.
Got it.
Like I said, if I can do it on this car myself, I'll do it myself. If I can't, then I'll take it to a shop and all. But that stuff's easy. I installed the steering wheel myself, the gauges, the seats, everything.
Sick.
The only thing I didn't install was the cage because the company, Studio RSR
yeah.
in LA, they installed it because they wanted to see it and they say, hey man, when you ride your car, like We had no idea you had a charger like this. We've never seen it like that. So they got excited. They started posting their pictures. You'll see this car like on Amazon on their page. Like, hey, they take a lot of shots. They were excited about it.
Yeah. So, is it a bolt-on cage?
Yeah, it's a bolt-on cage. Goes straight to the frame and all that.
Got it.
And specifically, this one is designed for the charge. For all their stuff, they're not universal. Every cage that they make is designed for that specific car and all that. So it's all good. The only thing they had to be modified because they had it bolted into the ground on the bottom. That was about it. Everything else bolts into specific spots on the frame and all that. But it's a really good cage. It will not move. I'll ever flip it. That's what's gonna stop it from completely caving in and all that.
Did it add like a significant amount of weight?
Yes, because they give you two options. You can either just get your basic steel that's heavy, or you can get the chromoly version that's a few pounds lighter. So I got the chromoly.
Chromoly, yeah, got it. And did it like also stiffen up the chassis itself? Does it feel more rigid with that in there?
I don't personally feel it.
Okay.
Just because how this design is, I think you could feel that more if you have a full cage that like goes up here and into the dashboard.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But this style cage, I personally, I don't feel it. I don't know if other people have, because I know a lot of people have this style of cages in different kind of cars. But on a Charger, you don't see that often. You
Got
really
it.
don't. You really don't.
And the rear seat delete, man. Like, did you do that yourself?
So that I did.
Yeah.
It is next to impossible to find a company to do a seat delete for a Dodge Charger.
Okay.
Speed Logics, they do have one, but for the last generation, not for this generation Charger. It was killing me. I call them, will it fit? Nope, it will not fit. You gotta be killing me. But their kits, they go all the way to the front, to the top. So I wanted to show the tank and all, just for looks and all, little details.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why I didn't put it on. So like I said, I had to get templates. I had to do it all myself. I cut my pieces and I put the carpeter on, and it works.
Got it.
It don't look that bad.
No, it looks good, man.
Yeah, eventually I'll get it professionally done with all carbon fiber. But for now, that's all you need. It makes it work.
Got it.
Just do it yourself, DIY.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people hit me up. It's like, hey, I made it myself. It's like, I'm not going that far. I was like, dude, that's the whole point of modifying your car.
Yeah, man.
If you can make it yourself, do it yourself. Because now you say, oh man, you're doing it yourself. That's badass, right? That's what's up.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait for a company. Make it yourself as much as you can.
Absolutely. Not a lot of people are like, I feel like they're either too lazy to do it themselves or they're too scared.
Yeah.
You know?
I think, like you're right, fear is a lot of things. Plus, like I said, when I put the hood pins on, cutting into the carbon fiber, I would shit myself. It's an expensive hood. I took a lot of precautions. Like, holy shit! Yeah. Your hand slips. That's it. You're done. You're done,
man.
You're done. Yeah.
Oh man. And your shifter, man. Who makes the shifter?
So that's from Barton Shifters. A lot of people think it's a manual car, but it's not. It's just I like the design, how the look of it and all that.
Nah, it looks really good.
Yeah,
it looks really good.
And all that.
Yeah, and obviously you got the carbon fiber on the center console there, on the LED steering wheel. Like, what's up with the LED lights? What are those indicators?
You have, this is like your RPM gauges, how the higher RPM it'll start getting red and like, hey, start backing up.
Okay.
You can customize it to whatever color you want, or whatever settings you want.
Oh, so it's like a shift indicator then, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
This little LED screen, it gives you any kind of engine codes, miles per hour, temps and all that. You have like 12 different options you can choose from.
Oh, okay. So then that way it's like in your field of vision. You don't have to look over to like your infotainment system
think
for
of
all
like Formula 1 racers, they have it all right there. It's the exact same concept.
Just like move your eyes down, don't even have to move your head.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
You can program all that on there and all that too. The airbag, I ordered it from a Mopar dealer in Kentucky because I wanted the SRT to light up. Yeah. Because the factory one doesn't have the SRT.
Oh, it lights up?
Yeah, it lights up.
Oh, okay.
It lights up at night and all that. You can see it and all that.
I
always forget that lights up. Oh shit, I'll get it. Oh, I forgot I had that. Because you don't really pay attention. But afterwards, I was like, oh, okay, there you go. So all that's done too.
That is sick, man.
And then also another little thing, details. The paddle shifters, these are the Hellcat versions. Okay. The Scat pack, their little nubs are like up to there. You can't even see them. It's like, oh no, let me look, just for the look.
Yeah. Bring it up a little higher. Yeah, exactly. Plus, like I'm sure you could easier to reach. Yeah. And then what's up with the gauges right here in the pillars? So
the pillar is a custom made specifically for this car. I couldn't find a company that had a carbon fiber one. They make it just the regular ABS plastic, but not carbon fiber. I had a 38 Car Mod design. I cut out to them. They had it done to me. They got it to me within 2 weeks. Nice. So I have a boost gauge on the bottom and then the air fuel mixture on the top.
Got it. Air fuel ratio up top.
Yeah. Make sure you run car really good.
Got it.
Very important. You can go without the air fuel, but the boost gauge is extremely important that anyone with a boosted application. That is a must-have in my opinion because you got to know when to back off if your car could only take so much boost without having.
Oh, you don't want to overboost. Exactly. Next thing you blow something.
You'll blow something, and that's when a lot of trouble. You can crack the block and then Now you're out tens
see.
of thousands to get all that stuff repaired.
Right.
So it's really important that you have that now.
Right.
Because when I first had the Whipple installed, it was 7 pounds of boost. Now I'm over 18 pounds of boost.
Oh,
and
shit.
it can still take a lot more.
Got it. Yeah, it's super important. Is there anything else in here that you want to point out?
Besides that people ask the most, just really the cage and the seats. But everything else is factory besides the rear seat delete.
Got it.
Eventually what I want to do is a carbon fiber door panel. A custom one, but that is expensive, so I don't know if I can ever make that happen.
Yeah.
That's on my wish list.
Yeah.
Wish list.
But honestly, the stock ones are super comfortable too, man.
Yeah,
They're like wrapped in leather, like it.
That's another sacrifice I had to make because the factory seats, luxurious, comfortable,
Yeah, man.
it's very heated and cooled.
Right? You don't get that with the buckets.
Yeah, but they were super heavy. They were 80 pounds each. These are like maybe 20 pounds.
Yeah. Okay. So you
Huge
saved
weight
a ton of weight. Yeah.
Huge weight savings.
Yeah, and that makes a huge difference too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Right on, man. So I think that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Other than like the stuff that we can't see, obviously you have a custom drive shaft.
Yeah, you have the one-piece drive shaft. You have the huge race axles. I have a diff brake so that it doesn't break.
Right.
Like I said, the transmission is built. It's got the A1 torque converter.
Got it.
Make sure we can get that power to the wheels and all that.
Yeah,
so you got to have it all. You can't just do.
You can't just slap a
section.
supercharger and call it a day.
You gotta have your supporting mods. That's the way to
Absolutely.
go. That's why I said, like, shout out to Yellow Jacket. We sat down, we discussed. He would have called me, like I said, you don't have to get it, but I said, yeah, no, let's just do it. Let's get it done. Let's do it right. So a big thing is what I tell people when you're gonna build a car, do it right, spend the money. Because if you take shortcuts, you get an inferior product, or you want to do this and that, it's going to be twice as expensive. Once it breaks, you got to redo it.
Yes.
You're going to kick yourself in the ass.
Yes.
And I've done that a lot. I've done that a lot.
Myself as well, man. I have a friend that tells me the exact same thing all the time. Like, just do it right the first time, spend a little bit more money. Like, you're not going to kick your ass like later.
Exactly.
So that's very true, man. Because there's so many times where I decided to go like the eBay, the cheap route.
Yep.
Lo and behold, it doesn't fit. Lo and behold, I'm like, you got to modify something to make it fit. Then you modify that thing. Then you got to modify another thing, and it snowballs into. So just do it right the first time, essentially. Any pieces of advice that you want to share to somebody that's looking to buy a Dodge Charger, modify a Dodge Charger? Any piece of advice that you want to like end with?
Yes. Kill switch, kill switch, kill switch.
Kill switch.
These cars get stolen like it was nobody's business.
Man, especially here in the Bay Area.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say how my setup is because I don't want someone to come rob me.
Of course.
But the way I look at it, if you can take this car from where I have it, you deserve to keep it.
Absolutely.
Because with that kill switch, I had it custom made. It's a complete custom system.
Is it safe to say that kill switch is like your favorite model in the car?
No.
No.
That's the most probably one of like the most insurance wise that I needed.
Yeah.
It's either with my airbags or that Whipple is my favorite mod.
Easily, yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be the fun ones right there. Because they're you're on bags too. Yeah, that's what's up.
Definitely one of the more important ones at least would be the kill switch.
Yeah, get a kill switch. I mean, just for any car. Because I have a C7 Corvette too. My brother has a C7 also. I just got his kill switch installed, but I got to do it on mine too. But a kill switch is Mopars. I mean, any car, but specifically Mopars that get stolen, get a kill switch. Get a kill switch.
Get a kill switch.
Too, though, you're not going to find my kill switch. Where it's at, you would never think in a million years to look there. It's not the kind of like, oh, it's just right here, let's put a switch. No.
Yeah, it has to be somewhere unique.
You got to really, really know me to know where that switch is at and all that.
Got it.
And like I said, you won't do anything, it cuts all power to the car.
Yeah.
I'll say that. You're not going to airbags, nothing's going to work, nothing's going to turn on. The door's not going to open, you break my window, you can try to take it, the car is not going to move. You can't even drag it out with the hook because it's on the ground.
Yeah, no, exactly that. Yeah, it's just like the airbags is like another level of security for you.
So yeah, just kill switches, take your time. Any young kids that you want to get a Hellcat, if you can get it, but be responsible. You're not the only person on the road. You got other people, don't take someone's life because you're just trying to show off for somebody. Be responsible, race your car, do all that stuff, but make sure you're not going to just endanger people like kids or whatever. But yeah, just make sure you do the right stuff.
Sweet.
Take your time modding the car. Ask for advice. Don't be afraid to speak up. And just talk to people. Like I said, tell them, anyone, give me a DM. If you have my number, you'll call me anytime. Whatever I can make it happen. If I give you advice, I do it all the time. So if you guys have a question, send me a DM to my Instagram account, and I'll see what I can answer. Because like I said, it's heavily modified, and I get a lot of questions. I always answer as soon as I can.
Yes. And how do they find you?
Just through Instagram. Mainly.
Instagram, 392 Indigo Blue 2.0.
Yeah. Don't get the 392 Indigo Blue because that was my first account and it got hacked. So fuck that, guys. Go
Fuck
for my
that
next
guy.
one. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Anybody else you want to shout out?
So shout outs to, like I said, Yellow Jacket Tuning in
Yellow
LA,
Jacket Tuning.
in the shop.
Alex Torres.
Alex Torres, they have this car running so smooth, it's just ridiculous. Sean and TJ, Cali Cream in the City of Demons, shout out, I got their merch on. They got my car on the back of the shirt. That's what's up right there.
There it is.
They do the best car shows. Their merch is on fire. Cool people. They treat everyone like family and all that.
City of Demons.
They're the ones right there.
Yellow Jacket Tuning,
Yellow
City of
Jacket
Demons. Cali Creamin'.
Cali Creamin'. TPS Motorsports also too. They're the ones who started me on the blower. They did the first install and all that. He does all the work on my Corvette, but Yellow Jacket exclusive only for the Charger now. I will take it to LA for any little things. Like no one but Yellow Jacket will touch this car.
Right on, man. Right on. You gotta have a good tuner, man.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
tuning. Super important that you get the right tuner, not just any tuner. Because you can have a tuner that'll be right, but it's like, oh man, something's wrong. I don't care. That's all I'm problem now, bro. Yellow takes care of it. He takes care of his customers. He takes care of his customers.
Shout out to Alex at Yellow Jacket. Shout out to Jose. 392 Indigo Blue 2.0 on Instagram. If you want to check out the build, obviously follow us on Instagram as well, Launch Control 1. Check out our website, launchcontrol1.com, where you can find a lot of these modifications and a lot of these brands on our website. And Alex, man, thanks again. I really appreciate everything.
Yeah,
thanks for showing us around the build.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's cut to the beauties. And thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.